Hello, everybody. My name is Sana Ratchford. I'm here with Integration Inspiration with a short tutorial on Pear Deck. Pear Deck is an awesome website that allows teachers to create lessons using Google Slides or PowerPoints and make them interactive for their students. Students can either work on their own or it could be a guided activity. Pear Deck is super awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And let's see. Now, I actually think I'm going to pop out of the camera. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm going to share my screen. And when I share my screen, I'm going to share how to log into Pear Deck and create an account. And then I'm going to talk about how to use Pear Deck with Google Slides. And last, I'll show you how to use Pear Deck with Microsoft Teams. So here we go. All right. So this is Pear Deck. You just come to the website, and then you're gonna, in the corner, you're gonna log in with your email, and you can tie it in with your Google or your Outlook or whatever account you have, and you can create lessons on Pear Deck. In order to create a lesson, you create like a Google slide, and they have presentations that are already made templates. They have bell ringers, they have exit tickets, they have wellness checks so that students can say how they're doing. And so this will be, a blank one. But I say starting off, you might want to just go through and use some of the templates that they already have on Pear Deck because they are super cool. But you just add the slides to your presentation. So this is how you're going to do it. So you can either open up a blank Google slide and you need to insert the Pear Deck add-on. And to do that, you're going to go to, it's next to tools, it says add-ons. And get add-on, I already have it on here, but you would go to get add-on and then you would just type in Pear Deck. And they also created a new Pear Deck add-on that's supposed to be for gifts and have an animation. So that's something fun, and maybe I can make another video about that. But seeing as that I already have this add-on on here, I am going to kind of exit out of that because that is not needed. So I have a slide that I already created before, pulled up, and I'm going to show you. So this is a PowerPoint or a Google slide that I created before for my students to do a lesson with. And I'll just, after I've installed Pear Deck, I will click Open Pear Deck Add-on. Okay. Once you do that, Pear Deck is going to load, and there's going to be a taskbar on the side. And on that taskbar, it'll list all the I think I didn't click it good on there. Oh, okay, it's saying it's working. All right, let's see. Oh, yep, here we go. So here's the Pear Deck. What you'll do is you can either go to the template library and pick a template that they have already created for you, or you can just ask questions. So as they're looking at the slide, so there's a slide. Let me think of a good slide that I have on my presentation. Okay, so maybe we're connecting it to prior knowledge, and then I'm asking them to think about something that they studied before. So maybe I want them to talk about what they learned about regarding chocolate. So then I can put a text question on here and ask the student something about what I'm talking about. So I'll click text. And then you're going to pick what type of response. You can either do the student device where they respond on their own devices. That would be if you're, this could be like a asynchronous type thing or synchronous. And you just pick the one that you want, and then it adds it to your slide. And now when the students see this, they'll be able to write their response. You can also change it to a multiple choice if you don't want to do that. You just click next and then have them choose between the different options. You can make it, one of my favorites is draggable. So let's say you had two choices. You can do draggable and put a little dot, and they have to move their dot where they want it to go. So I think I'm going to do text, keep the text on there. Oh, it's still on there, I think. Yeah, it's still on there. When you're done with that part, and let's say you went through all of your slides of the ones that you want to be interactive, and when you've added your questions, let's do a template just to show you how that looks. So I'm going to put on here 2 things you want to know. Click that and it'll add that slide into your presentation. And it says on the bottom what kind of slide it is. So it says drawing slide. So it can tell you what kind of slide each one is. So on the drawing slide, they can use their little marker and draw. Okay, so when you're ready, you have to click start lesson. But before that, if you're using this with Google Classroom, you're going to put require student logins. But I'm not going to do that for the purpose of this video, so I'm going to turn it off for right now. But if you require the student logins, they'll have to join through your Google Classroom. So I'm going to start, and this, you can choose what mode you want it to be. So if you want it, and I'm sorry I went through that so fast, but if you want it to be something that you guys are working on together, then you will click instructor. But if this is something that you want them to be able to do self-paced and give them some time to work on it independently, then they would need that. So what I want to do is, I think I can open a new link. The students will type in joinpd.com and then they will enter this code. You can also click where it says give students a link and copy that and push that out to your Google Classroom, either the stream, or you can make an assignment and put that link in your Google Classroom assignment, whichever one works for you. So I'm going to make a new slide and type in, of course, I have to spin it wheel of death. Okay, let's click out of that. All right, so I'm going to go joinpd.com. And I don't know, let's see, and it should load and it'll show you what the students will see. Because this is kind of like your projector view. Yeah, so this is what your students will see. They'll type in that code that you gave them, the VTTY. And it's kind of funny how they make a little mnemonic device for it. Okay. I think, is it VTTY? Is that it? Oh, sorry. It's 3 T's. My bad. Yeah. So make sure you, and the cool thing is, if a student is like me and they make a mistake, then you can still share that code. It'll still be on there. So y'all can, you can also, the cool thing, also on your Google Meets, you can just pop it into the chat box if needed. And the students are really good about helping each other too with that. So it's taking some time now. That is something that I noticed. I have pretty fast internet, but this Pear Deck kind of takes a minute to kind of load. So got to make sure you're pretty patient. And it's going to load up whatever you have set on your presentation. So they'll see whatever slide you are on. And see how I said, and that's funny how they have that little message that kind of helps the students too. Like it's like, oh, sorry, this. And then they have this little whale check, so they can feel like they're contributing their voice. So that's always good to give students a voice. So now they're seeing the slides. And like I said, they're seeing whatever you want them to see. And also, it tells you how many students have clicked in. So you can go, oh, okay, everybody's in, and start your class. And then so I'm looking at the chocolate and I'm going to keep moving till I get to the interactive slide, which I think it was this one. Yeah, this is the one where they have to do something. So I'm going to click on that and you see how I can answer. I know that chocolate comes from a plant. Okay. And there's my response. And what you can do, you can see who responded on the bottom right here, and you can click show responses, and it's anonymous. So you can see what the students said, and they can share their voice and answer the questions in a safe way. Oh, or like a tug of war type activity where they had to share their opinion on different sides of something, and everybody starts to change when they see others answer. So you just click lock screen, and that means they cannot change and put anything else on there, right? So that's cool. And then you could talk about what the people said. And you can also, maybe this brought up a new discussion, a new thought. You can click new prompt to add a new question uh, for the students to interact with. And so now here we're on the screen where they would have to draw two things they know. So, and it pulls up here and they have their little markers so they can draw, maybe I wanted to draw a little cocoa bean, and maybe I wanted to draw a tree. Whatever I wanted to draw. And they also can use text. So maybe they wanted to type bean and tree. Whatever, it's simple or complex. If you want them to write in a sentence, then you can have them do that. And like I said, you can see on here that somebody responded. You can show the responses, and I can see exactly what the students did. Isn't that awesome? Yay. So that's the cool thing about Pear Deck. It just makes your teaching, especially now that we're going into some people are doing hybrid or remote or virtual learning and instruction. So this can make it more engaging, and you can do this to any Google slide or PowerPoint. So now I'm going to move off from here and pull up Microsoft Teams. So I am logged into Microsoft Teams, and what I'm going to do is click the plus sign to add a tab, and then I'm going to add Pear Deck because Pear Deck is integrated with Microsoft Teams and it's super cool. So don't be jealous of the Google Slides, people, because you got it going on with the Pear Deck as well on Teams. So I just clicked to add Pear Deck, which I guess is loading, or I might have to click back on it. Okay. Yeah, and make sure you see this little check mark at the bottom. Make sure you click post a channel about this tab, and then it says select your file because you will be selecting the PowerPoint. So you're going to present your PowerPoints that you have created. And so what you would need to do is make sure that you have already either created a Google slide with Pear Deck files attached to it and uploaded it to your OneDrive, or if you have OneDrive and PowerPoint on your online or on your computer, then you have that. So of course I would have a problem. You just have to make sure that you're logged in because I think that was part of, I think I logged out of my account. Oops. All right, now it's logging me into Pear Deck and I'll select okay. And then I think I got pop-ups blocked. Um, all right, there we go. So now it's going to pull up my OneDrive and I can see all of the different PowerPoints and things that I have on my computer. And what I think I'll do is just for the sake of just I'm gonna download this Google Slide to my computer. All right, so now I downloaded that, pull this up, pull my OneDrive, and it's calling it a picker because you're, picking what you need. And I'm gonna go to upload, find a slide that I saved as a PowerPoint, pull that up, and then it will load that Pear Deck empowered PowerPoint into my Microsoft team. So you definitely want to make sure that you have already played around either on the Pear Deck website or in your PowerPoint online or your PowerPoint on your computer. And one thing that you need to make sure that you do if you're using the PowerPoint online, that you add in Pear Deck, just like I added in um, on the Google Slide. So you definitely want to do that. And so here's the chocolate PowerPoint that I just created or downloaded and updated it. So I'll click that and then I'll click open. It's going to pull that up into my OneDrive. Okay. Oops. I think this is it right here. Click select, click save. And the cool thing is the students are going to see that link or to the Pear Deck right immediately on their channel stream. So you don't have to tell them to go to a separate site or do anything like that. It's going to automatically do that. Just like I said, you may want to have all of this ready before you begin your live meeting so that it's already pulled up and ready to go for the students. And you see how it says chocolate and it's loading. And now it's initializing the Pear Deck. And you got your little teacher drive, and then here's the join code, GCSTV. And ta-da, there you are. And just like in the other one, you can click the plus sign if you need to add other prompts to your slide. So let's say I wanted to put something new. Maybe I wanted to add a question on why is this important. And we can do a wellness check-in in the middle of the lesson. So I'm going to put drag how you're feeling. And as they're looking on to your screen, they can drag and drop how they're feeling. Oh, make sure, so this is something that I didn't do, but I'm still presenting right now, which, I definitely don't want to leave like a presentation or whatever up. So once I'm done, then I need to make sure I click end. And there's 3 dots on here. Okay. I know. Oh, okay. So you can only use one Pear Deck at a time. But oh well, I can pull it up right here. So you see these dots? I can make it full screen, or I can also turn it into student pace. And the cool thing about student pace is that, let's say I created a quiz and I had the students answering multiple questions or reviewing different materials. I can say, okay, it's time for you guys to work on this independently. They can only see their own screens at that time, the slides that I've set up for student paced work. And then I can say, stop student. Okay, we're going to stop and come back. I can show the responses that the students have said. So of course I haven't logged into anything. So I haven't, there's nothing for me to say, but here's the meet button. So of course I would make sure that my meet button's on and I'm doing a meeting, video meeting where I can actually talk to the students. So that is Pear Deck. I hope you like. There are so many cool things about Pear Deck. So if you like that video and you want more, stop and share. If you want more, just check out the other videos on my channel, subscribe, like, share with your friends and other teachers, and let me know what else you want to learn about. Thanks. Bye-bye.